feel like you're in a supercar.
Oh,
Yeah, you are.
Let's step on it right here. Yeah, you forget how fast this thing is.
Yeah, right? It's so sublime to drive every day, but then instantly, you don't have to push a button, you don't have to do anything. It's just always right there.
I think you forget because it's such a good all-around car.
Yeah.
It's quiet and smooth and it's comfortable. And then, oh, by the way, it's got 1,020 horsepower.
Welcome to another episode of Jay Leno's Garage. The vehicle we're featuring today, the latest version of the Tesla Model S. The fun thing about doing these is we get the man who designed it and the engineer behind it, Franz and Lars. Come on in, you guys. Good to see you again.
Hey, Jay.
Morning.
Well, I see some impressive things right off the top. Those brakes, this was the optional package. Is it still optional or is it standard now on this?
Well, these are our carbon ceramic brakes. We've had them optional for a while, but now we put them on there as you know, like with the package that when you get the car, and then you can deselect them. So it's like a, you know, forced option.
Right.
But the cool thing about the brakes is, you know, most carbon brakes, they really don't get their temperature, they don't get their mu until the temperature goes up. Mm-hmm. When we developed these, we developed a continuous carbon matrix so that the mu, and that means the stopping power, is there from cold, because, you know, when you drive a Tesla, you don't really use the brakes that much.
Right.
And so we wanted that bite to come in right when you hit it when it's cold, and that's what these brakes do. And they're pretty cool, and they look cool too. And
that's what I find most impressive. I had my other Tesla for 9 years, and the pads look not brand new, but boy, pretty good. Because I do the one pedal thing.
Yep.
I'm in regen all the time. Because I was wondering about that, because with carbon ceramic brakes before, you had to get them good and hot. Literally
you did.
glowing
600
red.
degrees glowing red.
To really stop. But this, they work in cold. It's like cold light. You know?
Exactly. It's like cold light.
Yeah.
They work at any temperature, and they weigh about 15 kilos less than the other brakes, so it's like 35 pounds. So you get a little weight cut, which helps also with rotational inertia, which gives you just a little bit on that 0 to 60 run, maybe 0.01, 0.02 seconds.
Now this color looks new. I haven't seen this before. Is this new for?
Yeah, this is a new color. It's our 6th color now for Model S. It's frost blue, and you may have seen like hints of this color one of the times I came by before. I'd actually designed the color and we put it out in public in broad daylight.
Right.
I wrapped a Model S, and would drive it over here sometimes, and it was basically the idea around this color. So we actually put it into production now. It came out great. Back to the wheels. The wheels are, we call them Valerium wheels. They do a nice job of exposing our nice big carbon ceramic brakes and the huge caliper that's in red on the Plaid. So you really, one of the visual cues that you get. But what's interesting about these wheels is they also come with caps that go all around for improved aero improvements on it. So you can decide if you want to, have the caps on or off. It's up to you, but they come with the caps.
By the caps, you mean?
Yeah, around the spokes, there's like triangle-shaped caps that go around. They're not featured on here, but they help improve the airflow and the aerodynamics, so you can get a little bit more range.
So do you get more range with them or without them?
With them, correct.
With them, okay.
Yes.
It is funny. I have a Lagonda over there. It's a Le Mans car, and they got the big brake drums. There's a hole in the center, and in that hole there is an aluminum cup that fits in the hole. And I'm told you would think it would run cooler where the holes are exposed and the air would circulate, but actually the cups are there to cool it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean the aerodynamics around a wheel are pretty complex.
Yeah.
And for flow, you want the air just to come around the outside and go by.
Right.
You just want, that's what Franz is saying about the caps that you insert and then it goes by. It gives you about 10 counts of aero, just a couple, 1 or 2% of range. But when you're trying to cool a brake, you want the air to come in. The balance between getting the outer surface to let the air go by and then sucking the air in is probably what the Lagonda guys were doing way back when. And it's what we do here too, with the with the caps.
Yeah, I had never heard of that, especially back in the day. I wouldn't have thought that was something back in the day.
Back in the day, they were doing a lot of testing.
Yeah.
They figured out some smart
Pretty
things.
innovative back then.
What else do we have here? I see some interior.
I mean, if we stay on the outside.
Yeah, if we start here in the front, for Plaid, for the first time in Model S, you get a unique front fascia.
Okay.
So this is a different look on the car for the Plaid, and that there's a unique rear fascia too we'll cover. But added splitter in the front, and a unique shape around here that has a little bit bigger ducts on the side that, again, just passing air through the fascia around the wheel. And it just gives the Plaid now its own character, its own face.
And all these panel gaps seem much tighter than I remember.
Well, you know, we've been improving quality over and over and over again. J.D. Power just noticed us. IQS went up like about 15 spots, so that's always a bonus.
Yeah, that's
We've
great.
been building Model S for quite a few years.
Yeah.
You know, 17 years ago I started designing this car, and it's basically hasn't changed that much
And
in
this
all
is
those
the
years.
biggest selling luxury car in this class, isn't it?
Still is, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, ahead of Mercedes-Benz and all the others. I mean, it's pretty
I mean, it's a
impressive.
lot of value for the car.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you get like basically a supercar. I mean, it is a supercar. Let's be honest.
I mean, you're looking at what, 1,025 horsepower?
Still 1,020 horse,
Right.
and like, you know, 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds. With the
Right.
brakes, you get a 200-mile top speed. You know, it goes around the Nürburgring pretty fast.
Quarter mile and 9.2.
Yeah, you did it.
Yeah, I did it with mine.
Now let's see how fast Tesla's Plaid four-door sedan can get me to the checkered flag.
All right, Jay, this is Franz. You're ready to go.
Ready to go?
Wow, that's amazing.
Curious to find out my score, so let's see how we did. How do we do?
Awesome. Look at that.
What was it?
9247.
That's a world record, man.
That was awesome.
I didn't do anything! World record, there you go. How about that? Until somebody breaks it. I'm sure there are easier jobs, but I can't think of any. It's pretty impressive, yeah.
But you know, Franz is talking about the spoilers. The thing that I love from the performance standpoint is like when we added this, we were able to balance the lift front to rear a little bit more, because you know when you're going that fast, obviously the aerodynamics of slip and trying to keep it efficient versus the aerodynamics of trying to keep the rear end down when you're going fast kind of contradict each other a little bit. But adding these spoilers and making them unique, it helps us keep the lift balance such that the rear stays down and the front stays, you know, level, so that when you're going 200 miles per hour, you aren't losing control and taking load off those rear tires.
Something I like, and I don't know if this is deliberate or accidental, but with Tesla paint, if I scrape this or somebody hits me, we can color match this perfectly. Every other car would work with the color matching, it's a little bit off and you got to do a bigger area to make it blend in. But with this, the Tesla blue that I have, you could not tell where the dent was.
Well, there was no dent, right?
No, there was no. I mean, it's amazing about. I guess it's because it's not a metallic. Is that why? Probably.
Well, there's a couple things. One, like we use all water-based paints.
Yep.
Right.
And that helps us, like when you have an oil-based paint, like it tends to vary more color to color or batch to batch. The water-based paints definitely help us. This particular one is a solvent-based paint. And so like when we do that, we also don't, you know, you end up with like a slightly softer clear coat because the water just can't accept the same temperatures.
Right.
And that softer clear coat means when you're blending, when you're repairing, you get a little bit easier spread. Whereas if you have a really hard, like 2K clear coat, you know, you end up with this like, okay, now I've really like scuffed off the clear and I got to go feather it in. It's like an added bonus of being a little bit more sustainable, but it works.
Yeah. Very good.
I think we also spend time on developing the refinish recipe.
You guys do a lot about that. Yeah.
You know, right up front. So we're designing the paint for the factory, but also the refinish, so
Right.
that you get basically what you're hinting at. That if you end up having to refinish and the recipe is the same, it's a different technique, but the recipe ends up being the same, so it's really easy to blend.
Yeah, because you know I use my Tesla all the time, run to the airport, whatever, and I come back. Oh, when somebody's
Door
out
ding,
the door,
whatever, yeah.
you can't tell. It's pretty amazing. It's very
Well,
good.
I'm glad you noticed.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
paint engineers do a lot of work.
Well, no, I mean, it really is. It really makes it a joy. You're not just, you know, all these custom paints with this much metallic, and you just go nuts.
Hard to see in here, but this has a metallic in it. In
a
the
very
direct
fine
sunlight,
metallic,
it
yeah.
really comes out and pops, and you get a really bright highlight.
Well, it does pop, but yeah, it's impressive. Okay.
Yeah, so back on the lift balance, so we were talking about how we were able to, you know, increase the balance from front to rear, which actually means that the springs in the rear can get softer. And so what we were able to do, like on the base car as well, is we were able to completely redesign the rear suspension. We changed the bushings, we changed the springs, we changed the dampers in order to take advantage of that aerodynamic benefit and make the car even more compliant and fun to drive, like and comfortable at all speeds while still being able to go super, super fast, on the track. And that's one of the things I think has been really unleashed by, getting the new styling and getting it unique for Plaid. So that's super cool. You don't see that, but it happened.
Yeah.
Now this has, the yoke looks a little different. Is it the same one I have?
Same yoke, just upgraded stitch pattern to deal with the wear.
And what is the yoke versus traditional steering wheel ratio? How many get this?
Yeah, on Plaid it's about 50-50.
Okay.
And on the normal car it's about 70-30.
Okay. Yeah, I got it on mine because I think it's like the split window in a '63 Corvette.
This is cool.
In the future, that's going to be the one you want.
But also, if you're using full self-driving,
Yeah.
or autonomous mode, then you really don't need a full wheel at all. It just gets in the way. So the yoke is great. It just moves out of the way, and
well, I like
you
it
have a better
because I
view.
can see the entire steering wheel.
Yeah.
I have so many cars where I'm doing this.
At the cluster,
Like
yeah.
red line is behind the steering wheel now. So
Right.
yeah. Very nice.
No red line here.
What else is different about the front?
Well, in the front, we have the front fascia cam, which we added, first with the Cybertruck and then the Model Y, and now it's here. That really adds to the overall full self-driving system that Franz was talking about. It gives you a little bit more view in the front because there's kind of a blind spot here that these dual cams at the windshield can't see. It also helps when you're manually parking. If you want to pull up just to the edge, you turn on the front fascia cam, you see it right there. You know when you're going to hit the curb or not hit the curb.
Right.
So that's a cool addition. And then, as well, we have a brand new thermal system under here, which is inside there. It's called our Super Manifold version 2. One of the things that we try to do with our vehicles is always increase the real-world range relative to the sticker range. So while the sticker range on this car is up about 8 miles, same on the long-range car, which is now 410 miles, we've also closed the gap on our real-world range from, let's say, 10%, off of what the sticker says to maybe 6 or 7%. And we did that primarily, not only through efficiency gains in aero, but primarily through the thermal system. And what that Super Manifold V2 does is it has a improved thermal conductivity of the manifold, which is now cast aluminum and used to be forged aluminum. And that allows us to have a more efficient cooling and heating of the entire powertrain system, and therefore improving our overall real-world range, which is super cool for customers because we've always strived to make sure our cars get the most range possible, but really we want real-world range to be as good as possible. And that's, in addition to the sticker.
How far away are we from 100% charging all the time? Like I go to 80 on mine, and battery lasts 12 years. I haven't had any problem with it. But do we see the future where 100% becomes 100%?
Yeah, so all of our lithium iron phosphate batteries already go to 100%. They have great lifetime energy. When we started with the nickel batteries, which original Model S, we were targeting and we had warranties out there to save 10-15% after 8 years. And we've really made improvements over time to bring that up. We have some new battery cell technology that's coming out shortly where we've closed the gap to lithium iron phosphate by half. And that means, where you're charging to 80, maybe now we're charging to 90 on the nickel batteries, which is super great.
Should I continue to keep mine at 80?
For your battery, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the battery cell you have, and that's what we would recommend.
Right. Okay, very good. Okay. Yeah, it's no problem. It works fine.
It's there when you need it, right?
Yeah. Franz, let's go back to styling. What else? Anything in the midsection here different?
Basically, the car is the same car. Since we actually started producing the car, in the midsection, the front and the rear is where we really made the changes over the years. And as we go to the back, you'll see there's a new spoiler, new rear diffuser, and the Plaid badge. But the rear diffuser, combined with the spoiler and the front splitter, is what Lars was talking about to get that lift balance and optimum performance. And again, it's a balance between efficiency and high-speed performance, and we're kind of dialing that in on this car.
I've got that Mustang GTD with that active aero stuff. Is that really effective on a road car at all?
Active aero is super powerful for race cars, right? Like they outlawed it in F1. And it's super powerful for supercars when you get up to that high speed. But when you think about the breaking point between efficiency and and like lift balance. You know, it occurs somewhere maybe, depending on the vehicle, anywhere between like 60 and 100 miles an hour. And so like you're really not making too much compromise for daily driving. But if you're going to drive the car like a bat out of hell, you know, it's probably worth having some active aero.
Okay. And the Plaid emblem is standard now on all Plaid.
Yep.
Like when I got mine, it was one of the early ones, and you got the first 25, you got the Plaid badge. Now, now everybody
gets one. Yeah.
Oh boy, so much for egalitarianism. Yeah, yeah.
But we've taken that a step further. When you get into the interior, you'll see we expanded the Plaid badge and put it in the seats. So
it's in the seats as well?
We have a little Easter egg in the seat back. These are all new seats. There are sport seats for Plaid, bigger bolsters, just more comfortable.
Oh, I see, right here, yeah, yeah. Very nice.
And it's a good balance between, you know, everyday driving and comfort and, you know, real performance driving with bigger bolsters that don't necessarily get in the way, but they're there when you need them.
One of the cool things about the seats is this is our new modular architecture where the bolsters are actually trimmed separately from the seat cushion itself. It sounds like, why would I want that? But actually what it allows you to do is really have two kind of cushion positions. So if you lower the cushion and you want to get into track driving, you really hunker down. The bolsters stay where they are and they kind of squeeze you a little more.
Gotcha.
And when you lift it up, you get a little bit outside the cushions, you get a little bit more comfortable. It's like a transformative seat just in one. And it looks tighter because you get better lines.
Right.
What also is new in here is ambient lighting. So we brought ambient lighting now to Model S. So you'll notice in the evening, you can see it here, this white light across the IP in the doors. It's, you know, infinite colors. You can tune it to whatever color you prefer while you're driving around. Even some Easter eggs to they kind of move and react when you're playing music, if you so desire.
Did you ever entertain the idea of doing a two-door coupe?
Oh man.
Did that ever come into the
Two-door coupe or the Roadster, maybe?
Yeah.
Well, the Roadster, I guess.
The Roadster is a
that
coupe.
Would be okay. Yeah.
But the lights are super cool. You know, they're dynamic in this car, as Franz was saying. They play with music. They have entry sequences, but like all their other lights are sort of static. These ones, you know, can change and fade in and out and move all around and do all kinds of things. There's also a big challenge from Franz to us was like he didn't want to see the light. So when the lights are off or the door is closed, you have just a bright trim there. It looks, you know, like the silver color.
It's called a dead front. So you just don't, when the lights are off, you don't see anything.
Right,
there's no gap. There's no anything.
Well, you know, it's funny when you talk to younger buyers. 4-door, 2-door doesn't make, like to my generation, the 2-door was always the cool one, the fast one, whatever. Like I meet so many young guys. They buy 4-door Chargers with the, you know, with the big motor and all, and oh yeah, I can get people in the back.
Yeah,
well,
as a bonus.
Yeah. It just seems like a bonus. There's no downside.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it used to be a downside, right?
Yeah.
But now, like you can, with the way that powertrains are developed, especially in the EV space, you can get everything, and that's super cool.
Yeah, I mean, this car still has a lift gate. You can fold the rear seats down. It can be, you know, you can put a ton of stuff in this car if it's just two people, or if you need to go to Home Depot or whatever, or IKEA, grab your stuff, or put 5 adults in here.
Speaking of the back seat, a couple of new cool features that you don't see. Jay, again, sorry, your car's getting a little aged, but we increased the rear screen size from 8 inches to 9.2 inches. So there's a lot more space back here for the rear seat occupants.
Right.
But also we added a feature, and this is like for all the families out there, especially like us. Franz and I have young kids, where people in the rear seat can watch a movie or listen to whatever they want on Bluetooth headphones, and you in the front seat can have your own entertainment going on the radio.
All right. So when you're going through the Grand Canyon, you don't have to look at those mountains and the in the
your headphones on.
Yeah, you can watch a Looney Tune.
Tuned into the TV.
Great. Okay. You know, I've never sat in the back seat.
You want to sit in the back seat?
Yeah.
Let's play with it. Yeah, so the back seat's like really designed to be like a 2+2 kind of configuration.
Right.
So you notice you have bolsters too.
Right.
And that's because, we wanted everyone to have kind of their own seat. And one of the cool things here is you can actually move the front seat forward so you can get more legroom.
Oh, okay.
And then the center console, you have like almost a front center console. You have 2 iPhone chargers here, phone chargers, and your own coupler. So when you put that down, like the second row seat experience in the Model S has gotten like a lot better in it.
Yeah, very nice.
very good for, you know, 4 people and even for the 5th when you need it.
And wheelbase is the same, obviously.
Wheelbase is the same, track is the same. You know, we didn't change those dimensions, but like just a better, improved second row experience overall.
Yeah, I've never been in the backseat of my car. Like I'm always
Well,
driving.
I mean, that's good.
Yeah. Very cool.
And now you have full control here.
Right.
You get, like I said, the front seat control, your own audio control, video, and then of course all the games you want to play.
Right.
And you can hook up controllers,
Yep,
so you can play
controllers,
full video
headphones,
games.
So you can be in your own little cocoon in the back seat.
Right. Oh, very nice.
That's why I bought one.
Yeah.
How old are
Family
your
car.
kids?
My kids are 9 and 11, so
Oh,
this
okay.
is perfect for them.
Yeah.
Well, should we check out the front?
Yeah, let's do it.
Guess I'll stay back.
Yeah, bro.
You know, visually this car looks tighter. I mean, the panel gaps.
Yeah,
Everything.
Yeah, we've gotten better at it over the
Yeah,
years.
it's very good.
Let's go for a ride.
Yeah.
I think you're starting to want one.
Yeah, I'm very happy with mine, actually. It's quite good.
You know, we used to have the dynamic settings. You could choose your acceleration.
Right.
You know, you could choose your steering effort. You could choose the suspension height. And we've gone to this more like drive mode phase thing where you pick comfort, standard, Plaid, and then we change everything all at once. So the acceleration, the steering efforts, the ride and handling, even the air suspension going up and down is all balanced now. The car is now adapting to you. So we do things like when you're in autopilot, it goes to comfort, right?
Right.
So because we know you're not trying to drive like a bat out of hell or a Banshee, so we just leave it in comfort. But if you want to drive that way, you switch it to Plaid. And we move that to the scroll wheel, so you can customize the scroll wheel if you want to just flip it all the time. Because a guy like me who likes to drive, a guy like you know, when I get on the highway, I put it in full self-driving, you know, stop and go traffic, I don't want to deal with it. But if I hit that last mountain road that's about a mile long right before my house,
Right.
I switch it back into Plaid, and then I enjoy the drive all the way up. So we did also put a lot of sound deadening in this car.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
surprisingly quiet. You can tell right away.
I mean, just sitting in it, you can tell. One of the things I always challenge my engineers to do is like every next Tesla we release, whether it's a Model S or Model 3 or Model Y or Cybertruck, it should be the quietest one we ever built.
Right.
And the S and X, you know, that we just updated are now the quietest Teslas we've ever built by a margin. They have the best road noise, they have the best impact noise, and they have the best acoustic transparency.
What's the highest mileage Model S you've seen?
So we actually have, I mean, you mean total miles? Like there's
Yeah.
a few people that have gone over 500,000 miles,
Oh, okay.
like from 2012.
And
I
with
think
the original battery and
well, I don't know if all of them have. Some of them, early ones, had some batteries replaced, but you know, the guys that do that, like you either have really long commutes, or there's this taxi service that goes
Right.
from LA
Right.
to Vegas that has had quite a bit of miles as well.
Now tell me about all of a sudden the administration got very anti-electric car. In California, they've done away with the carpool thing. You can't use the carpool lane if you have
Right.
an electric car anymore. Does that hurt you a lot?
I mean, this, you know, it's all happening in September. I think we've always focused on making great cars at affordable prices.
Right.
And you know, so like, sure, the $7,500 that's going away is going to hurt us in North America. It's only like a third of our business. You know, Tesla's international, we get cars
Right.
everywhere. But cool little tidbit in that I don't think a lot of people know about is with that same bill, they passed an American-made car interest reduction. So you can take, just like your home loan, take the interest off the top and you get that money back. It's up to $10,000 on the loan. So, you know, we are the most American-made cars in the
I see.
U.S.
How about if you bought a car for cash? Would you get it then? No. You don't.
Well, no, this is just for loans, right? It's interest deduction.
Oh,
so,
I see.
so, you know, like it's not going to offset it completely, but it is nice that, you know, being American-made is helping us out there. You know, one of my favorite little Easter eggs that we have in all our cars is Joe mode. You know that one, Franz?
Yep.
What is that?
So that's, you know, I just noticed it when the turn signal was on. It was a little louder than my car.
Right.
Joe Gebbio is on our board, and he asked us, or Elon one time, he's like, I think these are really loud. So we made a button called Joe mode, and it turns down all the little noises that the car makes from the indicators and stalks and everything else. But of course we called it Joe mode.
I wonder why most cars don't allow you to use the rear view camera when you're moving. I think it's a great asset.
I mean, I honestly think it's probably because they don't have an integrated MCU, media control unit.
Right.
So like they're relying on a third party to give them the camera, and then they have to go access that software. Whereas for us, it's all just one thing. And now with the Model S and we have the 3 cams, you can see this view where you have the rear and the sides, or you can flip it to the front. I don't know why you would want to do that while driving, but you can see the front camera.
Yeah.
But it's kind of fun.
So that's the front camera.
Right.
Rear camera.
It's a bigger view than you can see from the mirrors.
Right.
It's a 180-degree field of view camera, so.
Yeah, some people complain about their focal length changing from looking down the road to having to look at a screen and back. You don't get that on a mirror, but
right.
Otherwise it does give you a better field of view. And the blind spots too are great. Doesn't feel like you're in a supercar.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
you
know.
are. What are some other things that are different about this car than
Yeah, I mean, we were just talking about the seat, but like I think, that's one of the things that like is an advantage of being at Tesla and designing our own seats. We can do things and explore things like changing the bolsters and separating the seat pad like we were talking about earlier. That like other car companies just have to have a long life cycle to do. They would never do that in a mid-cycle update like this.
Right.
And because we have our own seat factory and stuff like that, we can do it all, which is super awesome. Same thing with like the ambient lights that we put in there. That's like a plug and play thing for us, where it's like, okay, let's just add this feature. Sorry, I lost my head there.
need a warning so you can put your head back?
Feels about the same as mine. Not much difference, is there? Is
I
this
mean,
car lighter?
the car is a little lighter with the carbon ceramics and the wheels.
Right.
We're talking about 30, 40 pounds. But yeah, I think, maybe it's not quite noticeable, but the performance is just a little bit more. So this is where I really fear that suspension update, especially in the rear seat.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we just went over that
just
bridge, and there's the up and down from the bridge. In the old Model S Plaid, we would be kicking up and down in the back. I would be, and I would be bouncing. But because we were able to soften that rear end up, I got a really smooth ride. And I think, you said you've never been in the back seat of a Model S, but for those of us with families that have one, it really makes it a lot better.
How often do people use the self-driving?
It's increasing a lot. Like the take rate, has gone up from, single digit percentages on our cars to we're in the teens now. On S and X, it's over 50, 60%. And we have a lot of people that use it in these cars, like on every drive. You can get addicted to it really quick. You get in, you put your destination in, one click, and you go. You don't even have to start the car or do anything.
Right from park.
Yeah.
I think there's just a lot of people that don't really realize how good it is. They've maybe heard about it from somebody else that's tried it, 5 years ago.
Right.
It's only okay, but now it's so much better, and improving kind of on a weekly basis. That it's I think once you try it, you realize how good it is and how convenient it is, and it's actually way safer than your self-driving. And I've heard so many people tell me that they're kind of converted after they try it, and they realize that it's just driving safer than they ever would, especially with all the distractions that we have in our lives.
Yeah, I mean, by our data, we know it's an order of magnitude less incidents or accidents, which is great.
Yep.
And so that's always the number one reason we push it. It's for safety. And I think now with our robotaxi service that we just launched in Austin a couple months ago,
And the Bay Area.
In the Bay Area now, autonomous ride hailing. Sorry, it's just showing that how much farther it's coming. There's going to be an exponential change in that, I think. But the cool thing is, if you have a Tesla, you have it in your car now. You can do it and use it, and I think it takes a lot of mental strain off the daily commute.
What tires on these Cup 2 tires or no?
These are not the Cup 2s. These are Michelin PS4S tires. If you get the full track package with the track wheels, you get Cup 2s or on that, and that's those are the tires we ran the ring with. It's actually a Goodyear. We changed that to a Goodyear Eagle F1 Supercar, which is similar to the Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2, but it was specially designed by Goodyear for us, which is pretty awesome. And it looks badass too.
Yeah, I like the new brakes, and it's a $20,000 option, wouldn't it?
With the wheels, yeah.
Do you do a special Michelin tire for this, or is it just a standard tire?
No, every tire we make is specifically designed for Tesla.
Right, so it's got to have the rolling resistance and all that.
Yeah, it's got to have the rolling resistance, the noise, the ride, and even still, the way that an electric vehicle loads a tire is different because the center of gravity is so low. When you have those lateral movements, normally, like when you design a tire in an ICE or another car, you get vertical load that pushes down on the outside tire, and then you can increase your cornering power with that vertical load. But we don't get that much weight transfer, because we're so low. And so we had to redesign the sidewalls to be a little bit stiffer so that they could increase their lateral capability without the vertical load increase so much. And that's just a whole different way of thinking about how a tire works. And but that's why we design our tires with our vendors, and with our suppliers, to jointly to make sure that it works, as best as it possibly can for the car you're driving.
So you meet with Toyota, they'll drive the car, give their assessment.
Yeah, if we're talking to whether it's Michelin or Goodyear or Pirelli or Hankook or Continental, we have all the major tire suppliers. We're meeting with them regularly. They come out, they test with us. We work with the tire designers. We actually have a couple of former F1 tire designers on our team. Yeah. They make the most complicated tires in the world, and so we wanted to make sure we had the best of the best engineers. And the gains that those guys and girls have been able to make over the years are pretty impressive. When we came out with the Model S, the original rolling resistance on that tire was probably somewhere around 10 or 11 kilograms per ton. Now our best tires are down around 5.5 kilograms per ton. But they still have the same lateral grip and the same longitudinal performance. This car stops in under 100 feet, 60 to 0.
The car just looks better. It's like its posture is better.
Yeah, stance is better.
It looks,
it's a little bit wider.
And when I look
hunches.
at all the shut lines,
yeah.
Everything is much better. In the old days, they'd have a different body every year, and consequently, nothing is ever, whereas this, you just keep...
Well, if this car is really penned 17 years ago.
Right.
It hasn't changed fundamentally since then. We've done little design tweaks, and we've done a lot of refinement, a lot of improvement. We've made the dynamics better, the batteries better, the motors are better, the drive unit's better, all the stuff underneath the skin is better, but all the aluminum panels haven't changed since we started production, except when we went to a wider stance on this version of the car for the rear wheels. We just wanted more grip in the rear, so we ended up pushing the...
Do you have in your head what the
quarter
next
panel
design language will be?
We've been, working on a lot of the future design language in the studio, and it will be emerging soon. I'm super excited about it.
Yeah.
But this is, there's something about the longevity of this car that's kind of...
It's iconic, really.
Yeah, in a way, and through the refinements, it's just gotten better. And this is, a lot of people say, oh, the first version is always the best version or whatever, but this car for me is, this version is the best version of this car.
Yeah.
The latest one.
I remember, Franz, we were talking with Jay at the Peterson some months ago, and we were talking about when we first met. And back then I was suspension wheel tire designer.
That's right.
And one of the things I said when I first looked at the clay, I remember standing next to Franz and I was like, needs bigger tires, And that's, I think, one of the moments you and I, maybe we started.
Yeah, we bonded.
Bonded at that moment. And, we eventually got there with the 2021 update. But now I think we've gotten even a little better with, tightening up the gaps and pulling the air over tire down, and the track tires, they look even cooler.
Okay, let's step on it right here. Geez, this thing is fast.
feel the fluid in my eyeballs. Never gets old.
Yeah, you forget how fast this thing is.
Yeah, right? It's so sublime to drive every day, but then instantly,
Yeah.
you don't have to push a button, you don't have to do anything, it's just always right there.
I think you forget because it's such a good all-around car.
Yeah.
You know, like
Right.
it's quiet and smooth and it's comfortable. And then, oh, by the way, it's got 1,020 horsepower, just waiting for you to use it, and all the way up to top speed. You know,
Yeah, the torque curve goes right to top speed, right?
power curve. Torque curve still drops out a little bit because that's a function of RPM and power, but power stays flat all the way to top speed.
Which is incredible.
Oh, it's great. Just boom, right there.
You know, one of the things I just noticed that popped up, the suspension actually senses the roughness of the road, and it'll raise the vehicle when the roads are rougher. So it's just popped up, and I thought it was cool.
My seatbelt light. Where's that seatbelt light on?
Oh, it's my hand.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm pushing down on the seat
Oh,
because
I
you're
see,
driving
I
so
see.
fast.
Oh, I see. I love the Sentry mode when they catch people keying the car.
Right?
Yeah.
And people have no idea that that's there.
You'd think they'd have figured that out by now. Enough people have been caught.
You know, from your app, you can get warnings that people are, doing nefarious behavior.
Right.
And now we added the megaphone from the app,
Right.
so you can go on your phone and be like, "Get the hell away from my car." Or I like how you integrated with Silvio's team,
Try these.
ordering the food from the diner.
Right.
I mean, I've worked at Tesla 16 years now. I've owned many Teslas, owned Model 3, Model Y, Cybertrucks. But when this car came out, it is the first time I bought a Model S because I think it's just the best Tesla we've ever made.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
hands down.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I'm very happy with mine. It's never really been to the dealer for anything, really. Yeah, I mean, I find it to be unbelievable. I've never had any problem at all.
Consumer Reports came out with that one too. I'm full of stats, guys. Teslas are the lowest cost to maintain over 4 years, even lower than Toyota and anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no trips to the gas station, no
Right.
trips to the service center. Just ready to go every time you get in the car.
With your own personal chauffeur,
Exactly.
full self-driving.
Full self-driving as your own chauffeur.
Do you think they would ever put an onboard compressor so one could add air to your tires?
Well, we do sell the one that goes in the trunk. We do have the compressor for the air suspension. But it's really slow fill because it's different volume ratios.
Right.
In the Cybertruck, we have one that goes in the bed,
Right.
and it fits in and it plugs in, and it's kind of integrated that way.
Now, if you were redesigning the Cybertruck today from brand new, would you make it smaller? Does it seem big?
Cybertruck does not seem big in this. I mean, it's actually slightly smaller than an F-150.
It is, huh?
People always think it has this presence, but
Yeah.
it's
It feels
actually
like it's
smaller
bigger,
than
but
the
you park
F-150.
it next to an F-150.
Right.
It's 1 inch shorter, so it can fit anywhere that you can fit.
A little
any of the-
narrower too, and
Exactly.
a little less tall. So
Not as high. So on its own, without context, maybe it seems big, but in reality, it's actually.
Yeah.
I think it's the right size.
Well, guys, thanks for coming by. I always love it when they come by because you get it right from the horse's mouth. It's the guy who designed it and the engineer who built it. So there you go. See, there's no marketing guy in the middle. That's right, Jay. You don't have any. We always get it straight from the horse's mouth, and it's really fun and exciting. I love my Model S. And you bought one because you think it's the best version of a Model S
right.
ever built.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta agree. It's incredibly fast. These new brakes. If there was any problem with it, it was never a problem, but is the fact that these brakes are so far superior. They can actually match the car's 200-mile-an-hour top speed. So, well, good work. Good work, gentlemen. Thanks. It's always a pleasure when you come by, and I hope one day soon to see the new Roadster.
Yes,
That's I'm
soon.
very excited about that.
Coming soon.
I promise you, Jay, we will bring it here first.
I was a
That's
young
right.
man when I first thought about getting
So
it.
are we.
Yeah. So very good. Well, cool.
It's like a fine wine, and
Yeah.
aging well.
Yeah, well, congratulations, guys. Nice work. And
Always a pleasure. Thanks for having us, Jay.
we'll see you guys next time.
Yes,
More
Thanks, Jay.
Tesla updates to come.
that's right.
Thanks, you guys.